My neighbors are being the absolute noisiest right now, so enjoy. Hi friends, just doing my usual check-in, making sure everyone's okay out there. Keep me updated on your situations. I really do appreciate hearing from you. Thank you so much for all of the love on the latest Animal Crossing tutorial. If you have not seen it yet, I will link it up here. And guys, I may or may not have purchased online several wigs so that I may make more. Just putting that CERB money to good use. All right, so we are back with the final video for these two behemoths. I am so ready to put these down. I'm tired of the palette's shenanigans. There has been no definitive answer as to which one is superior. And you know what, guys? I'm tired of it. We're gonna dive right into some of the eyeshadows that we have yet to even see in this palette. And then we're going to wrap it up with some final thoughts, which are complicated. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, if you want to see me fight with this palette a little bit more, then hang tight. Let's get started. I've never been more annoyed with a palette. I'm annoyed with both of them. It's not just the one or the other. I'm annoyed with both of them. I'm annoyed that there's differences at all. I'm annoyed with how inconsistent the quality is. And I'm annoyed at some of the color choices that have been made. I don't know. There's something that is rubbing me the wrong way about this palette today, folks. So enjoy this energy. Today, I'm going to tackle a kind of eyeshadow look that I've seen for a couple of years now. It crops up every now and then, and I've seen pretty much every single makeup artist on Instagram use this combination of colors. I will try and procure a few examples and leave them up here for y'all. It is a combination of colors that is very flattering. It is kind of the best of all of the things, and I thought it would be a really good test for this palette. All right, let's just zoom you guys in and start this whole circus. Old side, new side. So we have used most of those neutral, warm tones in previous looks, but it's like a third of the palette, so you can't really get away from it. But I do think the star of the show today is really these two shades right here. I've been desperately trying to use as many of the shadows in this palette as possible. I knew this series was going to be a behemoth, and I'm pretty proud of myself so far. I just decided not to use the blue and the purple at all because of how disappointing those particular shades are. I mean, you saw me swatch them in the last video. If you haven't, I'll link it up here. But they're just so bad. Like, why even bother trying to make them look good? All right, let's just build up a crease. Probably just do a blend of one, like, boop, boop. Stamp in a little shape. A happy little shape. I do think that these neutral shades are really the stars of this palette. Honestly, I think she could have just created an entire neutrals palette. These two shadows are actually a nice combination. And let's just deepen things up with, like, you know, a blend of here. I've got to say that is a lovely looking crease. I'm gonna swirl off that brush. Try and blend out the edges here. Pretty gorgeous, I must say. Now let's deepen up that outer corner with more Mocha. The old Mocha is so much deeper in tone, and you can really see it here. I need my crease cutter. All right, let's do a little crease cutting. Let's just dive right in to Pool Party. I'm gonna wager a guess that it looks better with a finger, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's pretty freaking nice. All right, I want to use Jada to blend out this little area here. Let's see if we can marry these two areas together a little bit better. And just a little more Mocha right in here. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's the best colorful metallic that we've seen, bar none. I'm very curious to see what the other side is going to look like. feel like the old side is ever so slightly more reflective. You can see it right in this corner here where this one catches the light and this one's just kind of flat. It's very minimal. I'm happy with the look. I think it's a really striking contrast. It's just so interesting how kind of disappointing the metallics on the new side have been. Just for fun, let's do a little swatch comparison on the hand. This one's the old one and this one's the new one. God, it's got that really nice gold reflect in there, like almost like a seafoam green reflect inside the blue. And here's the new one. I feel like there's too much of that lighter reflect in the new one. The old formulation's almost wet looking. It's got this really smooth duochrome to it. And this one just feels a bit more broken up, like a bit more shimmery. If that makes any sense at all, I have no idea. I'm just gonna finish up the lower lash line off camera because it's just gonna be the same warm neutrals we put in the crease. Throw on some liner, throw on some lashes, and then we'll come back and finish the rest of the look. Whew, okay, we are on the home stretch. Threw on a brand spanking new pair of Likely lashes. These are in the new style Delicate. She just launched these very recently with a bunch of other styles that are very PC, choppy. These ones are what she says they are. They are Delicate. And you can barely detect them. They are so funky. They might have been the wrong lash for this look, but I really wanted to try them out. I also added a wing, which was probably a mistake. Actually, you would probably see the lash a lot better if I didn't put on this gigantic wing. But we're gonna forgive ourselves for our mistakes. Let's pop this in the waterline. I bought this back in the day specifically for this eyeshadow. This is the NYX Retractable Eyeliner in Aqua Green. I also tight lined on the top with a little bit of black. Okay, it's blush time. I want a peachy blush today, like I do every day, but you know, this is ColourPop Fresh and Peachy. Do a little bit of blush topper. Just dipping into some ambient powders. Highlight. What do I want to do for highlight? Let's finish this off. An inner corner highlight, obviously. Let's use Beam. Maybe a little bit of Inlight. I just want to do a couple of freckles. Let's spray. Alright, well I guess we'll just do what we always do with the lip. I don't want to do anything matte. Let's just throw on just a tint lip crayon. Okay, this lip doesn't really match, but I don't care because that is finally a wrap on the Jaclyn Hill series. I can definitively say I'm mad at both of them. To be honest, I am more mad at the new formulation. I'm mad at Morphe for reformulating in the first place. From what I have seen, the old formula works great. It has been a few years since I bought the first palette, so it has seen some age. But for the most part, most of the shadows work just as good as when I bought this palette. Why would you mess with a good thing? As we've seen time and time again through this series, there was no point in reformulating at all. I'm disappointed in the metallics in the new formula. I am, especially since they decided to go not vegan or cruelty-free this time around. You would think that if they were going to stop being cruelty-free and vegan for this formula, that it would be for a good reason, but nothing that I can see warrants it. I'll give it to them that some of these mattes are really blendable and really smooth and really easy to work with, but so are the old ones. The old one, yeah, maybe every now and then you would run into a snag or a hiccup and you would have to blend it out, spend a little bit more time. I think that actually has a lot to do with how old the palette is. Technically, the shelf life of an eyeshadow is about a year. So of course I should have ditched this palette long ago, but I'm glad I didn't because I feel like this was very educational. I feel like Morphe as a company should be more transparent with their consumer base about changes like that because it really does make a difference. I mean, you could take it as an insult to our intelligence a little bit and the fact that they just thought nobody would notice. I can only speak for myself, but I absolutely noticed. I don't know if if maybe they're just trying to cut corners, cut costs. This is the only reason I could think of for reformulating an eyeshadow. And yeah, sure, in that case, the quality would suffer. It would have been nice to know, to be aware of that. Hold on, I'm just gonna pop on a lip gloss because I feel like it. So I don't know, I just really don't think there was a point. If it was a quality concern, I don't see the point in changing anything. If it was a cost concern, then you should have been upfront with it. And I guess that's kind of just the bottom line. I just feel like, especially with your consumer relationship, it's just so important to be honest. We shouldn't have to, you know, take a fine-tooth comb or a magnifying lens to these products and do our own little consumer investigations. Like, we shouldn't have to do that. If you want to turn a limited edition product into a staple, I personally believe that it should be the same quality as it was when it first launched. Otherwise, there's no point in keeping the product because it performs differently than the original. At which point, is it the same product? It makes me think twice about buying from Morphe again, for sure. As a customer, I feel like they've lost my trust, you know, a little bit. In this day and age where information is just so easily accessible, it's best just to be upfront. I just think it's a better business practice. Anyway, I'm reiterating myself at this point. So gun to my head, if I had to choose one of these palettes, I think I would pick OG Jaclyn Hill based on the performance of the metallics alone. I also think that the new palette leans way more on the warm side than the old palette. I think the old palette is a little bit more balanced in places where the new one just rides really hard in the warm direction. And I guess those are my final thoughts. I'm so curious to know what you think about all of this. Which palette would you have chosen based on what you've seen? Does this make you wary of Morphe's business practices? Would you purchase something from them now knowing that they may have, you know, hidden things from you? All right, I'm gonna sign off. Before I do, here are the many ways that you can help out my channel. Give this video a big thumbs up. You can comment down below what you thought of everything. Subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 1,200. Follow me on other social media. I will leave those right there. I have yet to hear back from Sephora Squad, so if you haven't already, please leave me a testimonial. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. Be safe, be smart, wash your hands, stay inside, keep flattening that curve. Above all else, be kind and be generous, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.